I remember last semester I was talking with a professor about personal entries. It was a class discussion. I didn't talk a lot about it. But what is a story that you're telling without any sort of personal entries? And for those of you who are unaware what that means, a personal entry is pretty much just taking an aspect of your life and conveying it into a story to where it becomes an element of the work. Like, let's say you find happiness in bike riding and you write a character who finds a happiness in bike riding. That's a personal entry. It's like you're almost writing yourself as a character. I, for one, am self-aware enough that I can apply different aspects of my personality into different characters. So, if one character is very happy-go-lucky, is very a positive person, and then another character's on the opposite spectrum, opposite side of the spectrum, it begs the question, you get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? A lot of writers do that, and it's a very useful trope to use. Very useful tool. It's a very useful tool. Because at the end of the day, when it comes to writing characters, if you're writing for an audience, rather than just writing for yourself, you're trying to write somebody who they can get behind, a protagonist that they can get behind, or on the contrary, to write an antagonist that people can stand against, or stand with the hero of your story against that person. But back to elements of my personality, I am writing what I feel is an aspect of myself and not my upbringing, but my growing, upbringing, my growing up is what I'm writing. I'm writing about the moment one's boyhood turns to manhood. And usually what it takes is stepping outside of yourself. It takes finding courage for a greater cause. And that's what separates a lot of people, is courage. And so what I'm doing with this character and this story right now is I'm implementing courage in that character. That way, later on in the story, he doesn't have to muster it up. He knows what he has within him, and he can go on with his goal, with the common goal of the entire base of characters I've written. So I love it. And the only line I've written so far is, "For a moment, even the fire stood still." And that's all I've written. And I'm not going to give you too much. You can have that one line. That's the only freebie I'll give you. Because if I give y'all too much, like if I'm telling you where the characters are, what they're doing, what their names are, all that, where's your discovery? Your discovery is my YouTube channel, and that's not what I want that to be. I want you guys to go into my book, completely blind, but on the back end of it, see the work I put into it, see the amount of effort it took me to get from here to there to the hardcover or paperback sitting on your bookshelf. Because I'm not just writing scenes that I think are cool, I'm incorporating elements of who I am and kind of slapping it onto a page in a poetic, concise manner. And hopefully people see that. Because a lot of people will just see words on a page, anybody can do it. No, I don't think anybody can put words to page, but not everybody can convey a story. And a lot of people don't even know the difference in what I just said. And that's okay. Not everybody's meant to know everything. But I want to be mindful of this. This is what I choose to be mindful of. Because I like it. Because it's a passion of mine. It is something I am good at. Something I don't have anxiety on whether or not I can do it, you know? It's easy to me. And it's so easy to me, and I love it. Not because it's easy, but because it's like my nature. It's like what I'm meant to do. It's what I'm meant to do. If you really want to know if you love something or not, whether it's an art form or your job or, you know, if it's anything, test it. You know, put yourself through the ringer. See if you, on the other side of pain, if you still feel as strongly about it as you do in the moment of euphoria. See if you still love it in the moments of pain. And writing has never really brought me pain, but I have used writing to help me through some pain. I remember, it's almost a decade ago, probably is a decade ago, when I was a kid, I used to write little movie scripts for myself and my sister, and we would just, you know, act them out or whatever, or just, you know, have fun with them. It was just to make us laugh. It brought us joy. It brought us happiness. And then, you know, had some tough times that shouldn't have ever fallen on any kid, you know. And they affected me. I mean, it damaged me for a while. But then I picked up the pen, and instead of writing movie scripts, little short story movie scripts, I was writing a manuscript for a book that I had high hopes for that hasn't seen the light of day yet. But in those moments of like my biggest pain, and when I felt hopeless, writing was that speck of light at the end of the tunnel. And I can't repay it enough for that. That it helped me find out who I wanted to be, find out who I am, find out who I was becoming, find out that I can achieve things in life, that I'm not just stuck in small town Oklahoma, that I can branch out and see the world and go places and be somebody. For a moment, even the fire stood still. For a moment, the fire stood still. Boy, shut up. I'm kidding. My dog's right here. Come here, boo-boo. Come here, boo-boo. Come here, bro. Go, my booby. Look at you. Oh, look at the camera. Oh, look at the camera. You big old dog. It's my bug. This is Ben, by the way. He's my boy. He's my favorite. Back when I was like 13, 14, I was writing a manuscript. I had this cat. His name was Willie. He was all white and had one green eye and one blue eye. And every day when I was writing, he'd be right here on my lap and sleeping while I was just typing away on a computer. Those are some of my fondest memories of that cat. It's pretty sad. He was a roamer. So he was like a inside and outside cat. We lived out in the country, so you know, he'd go into the woods looking for rats and rabbits, snakes probably. I remember there toward the end, he was just got real skinny, like his cheeks were sinking in, just half of himself. And I remember the last picture I took of him, he was with one of his kittens that he had. And I don't know, he just looked old. He was probably maybe, I want to say 3 or 4 years old. He looked like an old cat. And probably to spare me a lot of pain, he went into the woods and he never came back. I don't know what happened to him, but I don't know, I like to think he died peacefully. I hope he did. I hope he just laid down and went on and not lingered in pain somewhere. But before he died, one of our girl cats, her name was Julia, she had a litter, and you know, we just would sell them whenever she did have them, give them to like the people in town. And I crawled up under our house because that's where she had them, and I crawled up under there to find them, and she had given birth to a full white cat, and we kept it and named it Lincoln. And then I don't know, after maybe a year or so, somebody came around, decided they liked Lincoln, and just picked him up. We don't know who did it, but never saw him again. So yeah. But I love my dog. I love my doggy dog. Probably gonna get Willie tattooed on my sleeve somewhere. So I'm gonna get like a little mural to my grandmother here, and then I'm gonna get like, I don't know, I'll probably get that cat right here. I think that'd be cool. Then I'm gonna get some, I don't know what I'm gonna get here, but every tattoo that I plan on getting is gotta be something symbolic to me. You know, I don't want like I see a lot of people with butterflies. Like I'll see a lot of guys, they got a butterfly on their thigh, or I don't know, butterflies are really big right now. So I'll see a lot of that, and that's like that's cool. I mean, it looks cool. And I'll see a lot of tattoos that look cool on people, you know, and that's fine. But if it's going to be on my body forever, it's got to have some sort of symbolic meaning towards me. It can't be like, oh, you know, I just walked into a tattoo shop and I saw this one, it looked so dope, so I gotta get it. I had to have it. Save that for somebody else, because that's not me. If it's gonna be on my body, it's gotta have some sort of depth. Look at big old dog. Hope y'all can see him. Y'all can't see him. He's being shy. Look up at the camera at that big. Give him that big old smile. Show him that smile. He's looking down. I'm gonna make him smile. Look at that. Look at that. You see that smile? He's smiling for the both of us, because I forget to smile when I'm on camera. Look at that. Look at that boy. Look at that. There you go, buddy. I am going to cry so hard when he passes away. He's not sick or anything, but I think about that a lot. I feel like I'd be a great actor, because in crying scenes, if I needed to get super emotional just like that, I'm thinking about my boy Ben just passing away. Oh, I'd be devastated. Don't talk to me for a week. I'm calling out of work. I'm not showing up for class. No, I'm taking a bereavement time. Ugh. See, I wanted to get this done in, you're probably thinking, Steven, why didn't you write? I'm talking. I'll get to it. But I wanted to get this book done before school started back up in August. It's July. It's mid-July right now. Will it happen? I don't know. On page 190, we're at 35,000 words. I don't know if it'll happen. But it doesn't matter. The thing about writing is you can rush it, or you can drag it out a little bit. And either which is fine. But at the end of the day, once you turn in that final manuscript, after all the edits, after everything, are you happy? Are you proud of the body of work you just created? Whether it takes you 10 years or if it takes you 10 months, are you proud of the line of work that you put out? As for me, I'll show you. I've been real heavy on not writing any manuscripts. I've been really heavy on notes. And I don't want to say the lore, but the lore. Because having notes, knowing the ins and outs of your story, even if it's only just implied for a sentence, knowing the full circle of the work, the world, the characters, their lives before the story starts, knowing all of that roots it in depth. It's the difference between building a house on sand and having a tree with deep roots. Because, I mean, a lot of people, they want that depth. There's a lot of newer writers that I've heard, oh, they want to give that to the readers. They want the readers to come up with their own types of stories, their own different backstories. No. The reader, in my opinion, does not get to drive the ship. I'm in control of what happens in this story, on this map. This is my baby. Okay? You don't let Tina down the street raise your kid for you. So why should I allow readers to decide the ins and outs of my baby? And plus, another thing about that is people want to be entertained. People want to be entranced, involved in, emotionally into a story. They don't want to be the one creating it for you. You know? So, me as the writer, as the storyteller, I have to tell my most effective story. I have to tell my most effective story by giving it as much depth as possible. That's why I have 2 years worth of notes crammed into this book. Which, 2 years worth of notes, let's see how much that is. I haven't even skimmed the surface. That's how much notes I have just for this story alone, and I haven't even cracked the surface. Then I have a few extra notes here, which, hopefully y'all didn't see that. But yeah, a few extra notes here that y'all don't need to see. But hopefully you guys see the hard work I'm putting into this and are like, wow, this kid's got something. I do got something. And it is yet to be revealed. I also want to point out that never mind. I'm not going to say it. But I will say thanks to the people who have been following me since January is when I started this. It's been good. It's just been a nice hobby, something to look forward to at the end of the day. You gonna shut up? How about you shut up? I love you. Anyway, but I don't know. Especially over the pandemic. I know it was 2 years ago, or I guess started 4 years ago. what? I just felt consumed by everything around me. Just like everything was out of control. Nothing was in my control. Everything felt up in the air. I didn't know what the hell was going on. Shut up. Ben! Yeah, that's what I thought. You know? And you just felt consumed by everything. Consumed by things that you didn't really want to be too heavily involved in, but yet there you were, and there was really not much that I felt as a 19-year-old kid that I felt I couldn't do anything about it, and that's cool, you know. It happens. But you know, in those moments where you feel your lowest, if you're real strong, you'll ask yourself the question, okay, here I am, how do I get to where I want to be? And you're not going to get there the next day. You're not going to get there in the next month. You're not going to get there probably not even in the next year. But it's a slow train. And you got to keep putting in the coals. Ugh. I hope you guys appreciate this as much as I do. Yeah, no, it's just cool. That's all it is. It's just cool. I don't even know how else to talk about it. It's just cool to me. Because I never grew up this kind of artistic. It was just like, I'll give it a shot. And I just think it looks awesome. It's just, I don't know, it's just cool. I like to pat myself on the back because nobody around here seems to. Ben's over there sleeping. He's not telling me how amazing I am, you little jerk. I mean, I don't have to feed you tomorrow, bro. I'm just kidding. I was just kidding. I'm gonna feed him. I'm also gonna give him pets. It was a joke. I swear. Goodness gracious. It's getting good. God. 15 chapters in. I started writing this in January, and I'm 15 chapters in. I don't know, to me that feels like I've been lacking, you know? Feels like there's been pushed to the side a little bit, you know? I feel like I should probably be on like chapter 20 or 25 right now. Because I'm a fast writer. You know, I don't know. This is the first novel I've ever written while in college, while also working full time. So, I mean, it does give me a lot more time to think about it. To, you know, take my notes and figure out what should go where, in order of events, and list of importance and backstory and this and that. So in a way, the easing into the story is a bit better. It's got more scope. I always tend to only write a page whenever I'm writing on camera, of course. But yeah, it's cool. It's fun. Usually I write better when there's no distractions. And this isn't a distraction. This is call it a social experiment, but I prefer it. I like doing this. Then I'll probably turn that off, upload the video, and then come over here and probably write about 9 more pages. We'll be on page 200. Oh my gosh. Man. Hopefully we hit it. Hopefully by the next episode we hit it. Alright. I'm gonna let y'all off there. I'll see y'all tomorrow.